Hello, my people. Google, Twitter, Tumblr, Gmail, Facebook. I think I said Instagram already. All that I missed, you know that I love you too. I didn't mean to miss you. So, good morning. Did you sleep last night? How's your morning? How's your day going? How was your day, depending on what time you're watching this video? It was well. I hope this message reaches you in the best of spirits. Me, myself, thanks for asking. I'm doing really good, thank you. I feel a lot better than I did in the last couple of days. You all go through things, and we endured the storm at night, but in the morning, the sun shines, and God is still there. He was there during the storm. He's surely there when the sun comes back out. So, I'm just going to hit you a little bit of... I know I've been changed. I know I've been changed. I said, I know I've been changed. I said, the angels in heaven done sign my name. Oh, I know I've been changed. I know I've been changed. I said, I know I've been changed. I said, the angels in heaven sign my name. I stepped in the water, and the water was cold. It chilled my body, but not my soul. I know I've been changed. I said, the angels in heaven sign my name. I said, I know I've been changed. I know I've been changed. I said, I know I've been changed. I said, the angels in heaven sign my name. That's all. Anyway, this is another uplifting post today. I have nothing to rant about. Today's topic is get your kids. Everybody knows my little motto is get your life. Today we're going to get your kids. It may seem like a rant, but it's not a rant. It's basically uplifting, wisdom and knowledge being spread, wake up call, or however you want to take it. I have kids of my own, so don't feel like I'm just speaking out of turn. Okay? Because it all goes for me as well, but I don't play that. Now, first topic is allowing your kids to go out in public alone. I say that to say this. Today is much different than it was when I was younger. Might be telling my age. Or it was different in my household than it was, because at a certain age, we weren't allowed to be out on the streets at a certain time, and we most certainly were not allowed far from home at a certain age. And I'm saying this because I'm on the metro. For those who don't know, I live in DMV, Maryland, and Northern Virginia area. So here, a lot of places don't have school buses. At certain ages, they don't accept children into child care. And a lot of people do not babysit. That was there years ago to help raise children no longer is in place. So that leaves the child with idle hands for the devil to guide, if that makes sense to you. And I've seen, like I said, I pay attention to YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, MySpace, all of that. Pay attention to the posts. And I have heard so many times, excuse me, you know I have a habit of touching my face. We'll stop that some kind of way. But anyway, people are making these comments about children stepping out of line, whether they're yours or someone else's. Somebody has to check them. And if you can't check your own, then who's going to check them? And if you're one of those parents that feel like your children are special and they can't be put in check or be told something or said anything to or commented on or talked about, let me tell you this. Children are little people with time to form their own opinions, personalities, and thoughts. And I've said before, and I'll say it again, opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one. No one can wipe it like you. And when you have children, what happens? You have to wipe their ass until they can wipe it themselves. So, I am sick and tired of witnessing, listening, and having to endure other people's special children that I'm not supposed to say anything to, cussing and don't know how to cuss, talk a turn, because of course there are elders who still believe, there are some out there who still believe that they voice their opinion. They don't care whose child you are. You need to be told something, they're going to tell you. And honey, I'll be one of those. And I know that there may be consequences, and so be it. But I have witnessed this child, little boy, couldn't have been any more than about 7, 8, maybe 9 years old, coming out of his mouth, and the curse words didn't even go with the sentence. It was just curse words. And he was with about, I'll say, 5 or 6 other possible teenagers. One looked like she was grown. She could have been maybe 19 or older. But in any case, no one corrected him. Laughed at him. It was funny. So that means that not only the child that was coming out of his mouth, as if somebody flushed the toilet and the thing connected to the reservoir, it was just spilling out onto the streets for everybody to smell and step in. The other teenagers, children, or individuals that he was with didn't mind it at all either. They found it entertaining. And I didn't. And my daughter was with me, and she's 18. She cussed. I'm not gonna lie. She curses. But there's a limit, there's a way, there's a place, and there's a time. It's very seldom I hear her curse. But when she's talking to me, honey, you can best well believe that a rubber band round that. Understand? It stretches. Because we talking and, you know, we on a status where I'm learning to let go. And I know how life goes. So there are going to be curse words. There are going to be opinions. There are going to be disagreements. There are going to be situations where words don't fly. Because who am I to demand perfection when she didn't come to perfection? You feel me? But you still have a duty as a parent, a guardian, an overseer, a steward of God who was blessed by God to give you two of his very own. He saw you fit to raise however many you have. He saw you fit to be blessed with these children because they're not yours. Remember, if you're going to the right church and you're being fed right, you're also nothing on this earth belongs to us, not even the body that our soul resides in. This temple is not ours. That's why it is a sin to mark on it, piercing, or cut the crown, which is your hair. But he knows life. He knows what we were going to do before we did it. So that's why we are born sinners, because we weren't going to do right from the beginning. But he always gives us these days, few days, no matter how many they are, to get it right, to live to the best of your ability, and to bless someone and help someone else. That's what we are here for. And to use whatever gift or talent that he blessed you again with, to use it for his name's sake. So some of us are blessed to be parents and being sinners. We don't always do what the Lord hopes for us to do. We have a problem with getting old. But somewhere in being fed the word, you forget that that's a gift too. Now, being young, it's a gift, but it's also a curse. Because the younger you are, the less you know, the less wisdom and knowledge that you have. So when you help someone else, you don't have anything to give somebody else because you're still receiving yourself. Understand? Are we together on this? Trying to make a chain link fence. I receive wisdom and knowledge, and then I spread it and give it to the masses. Okay? Now, blessed to be parents. Some of us have a problem with being parents. Why? Because we have a problem with getting old. And with the problem with getting old, we are too busy trying to stay young that we push our children away, because the first thing you think that another person thinks is that, wow, she's got children, so how old is he or she? So being parents isn't exciting and new and to be expressed and shown off the same way as it is when you have a baby. When you first have your baby, oh, your child is the most beautiful child in this world, and there isn't another one like it. Don't you touch it. Don't you say nothing to it. Don't you harm it, or we going to war. Now, some of us, we hold on to that. And we think and we pray every day, Lord, this child is getting on my nerves. I don't want to hurt him. Lord, just teach me, show me, lead me, guide me, forward me. Have me in the way that you would have me to be. But some of us either are in the ignorant stage, and I have already said this. I've said this in my past post. If you haven't seen it, it's on YouTube. Please go see it. If you don't know my Gmail, it's msdivaceeks33@gmail.com. That's missdivacheeks30@gmail.com. Back to the point. Ignorance should be an insult. Because if you are ignorant, that means that you don't know something. If you don't know something, then that means that something is missing in your life. If something is missing in your life, then you are missing out on something which may be a blessing in your life that is it for you. And sometimes God doesn't give you a blessing because you didn't do what He asked you to do. Because you're not listening, or like a child of God, like a child, you failed. You refuse to do what you asked to do. So in return, what do we, just like we do our children? You can't do what I asked you to do. Therefore, I'm not giving you anything. Don't ask me for nothing. Right? Right. So, take it on back to this stop I was at. Now, this child is cursing it up. Just letting it fly. Okay? Now, I understand that there are parents in this economy today of recession or not, I don't care. You gotta work, okay, but parent time comes in somewhere, because you ain't at work all your life. You might be there all day some days. You might be there a lot of weeks, but the weeks of the year. Somebody, somewhere, has to teach these children a lesson. And now, because of laws and these telephone numbers that they strewn around that are supposed to be put out to protect the abused children, the services are being abused, the parents are being abused, and the parents don't have the nerve to fight back and say, I'm raising this one. I carried this one for 9 months. Or I put in the work to make this one. I'm doing this and that for this one. So therefore, I'll do it the way I see fit. You think you can do better? Then you can come and get them. And those are my words, if they're not yours. And I am a parent that does believe in spare the rod and spoil the child. Whoop that hind parts. Now, I say do what I said, not as I do. Because that's where the wisdom and knowledge is sprung. I have already made this mistake. So why in the world am I gonna watch my child go out into the street, stand on a corner, cussing, pants hanging up behind out there for everybody to see? Let me pause it right there. Let me give you the breaks. Did you know that pants being sagged started in prison, penitentiary, in order to let other inmates know that they were giving it up? So if there's some young people out there who's sagging, I could care less about, oh, it ain't me. That ain't what I'm doing. I'm making a statement. What statement could you be making with your clothes falling off your body? You might as well be a stripper or an an exhibitionist. Walk around with all, because no one wants to see your underwear. No one wants to see your crack. I don't know where it's cool and where it's hot at. It's hot for me is to know that, oh, he got it concealed, honey. Put them clothes on. Who in the world is walking around with on a Steve Harvey, a Steve Madden, or whatever hot suit there is? P. Diddy, Jay-Z, LL Cool J, all which have a clothing line, which, if I'm not wrong, Nelly and a lot of other ones, the same ones that sag a little bit, because you don't see their entire bootay down to their knees and their ankles. Who of them do you know is sagging a suit? If they do, you need to stop following them, because something ain't right all round up and through here. Get your life. Stop worrying about what the next one is doing and do what you're supposed to be doing. Get your life. Get your kids. I don't care how old they are. They can be 18, 19, 20, 35, 56. I don't care how old they are. Get your kids. Because see, when they out in public and you wonder why my child has gone missing, or someone did something to my child and he won't tell me what happened. He won't tell you what happened because the problem began with them. If you weren't running off at the mouth, that person probably wouldn't even noticed that they were there. Weren't running off at the mouth, the other person wouldn't have said anything to you. If you hadn't been running off at the mouth, you might not have got put off the bus, put out of school, out of daycare, out of your friend's house, out of a store. Do you get my point? Stop stealing. Is there anyone out there that would tell their child the reason that people originally stole is because they were trying to survive and the law could not see it or didn't condone it or cared less the same way they do today? Which today is not condoned because there are better resources than to steal. There are soup kitchens, there are food banks, there are people that are willing to feed and give out clothes to those who need it. And don't give me that attitude as if you are too good to accept a hand-me-down, because baby, that's where we came from. The African Americans, I'm sorry, there was a Macy's, a Sears, a Kids Gap, there was. Oh, somebody should have told Rosa Parks, or one of the house niggas, or the field hands, somebody should have told them about McDonald's, and because like I said before, no one wants to keep hearing the same thing, and you're so educated but you keep repeating the same thing about peanut butter being created by black people, the stoplight, the first black the first heart surgery was done African American. How about chicken was first fried by slaves because we were thrown what were the scraps, but we took those scraps and we learned how to make flour, and we did flour and we heated up some lard, it was pig's fat, and made some hot grease and made fried chicken. And when those masters smelled that and witnessed that they're not suffering the way that we thought that they were suffering, they got something good going on here. Come here, nigga, and teach me what y'all doing. Teach me, let me taste that. That's good. We actually giving them good stuff and don't even know it. And today, all of the struggle and the strife and the scraps and the heat and all of the whippings that were endured by our ancestors, not the ones today, but the ancestors, we disrespect them every day because we want to go backwards. To where, I'm sorry, my face is itching. I don't know if it's hair or what, but to get where we are, where nice threads or good enough threads, just like the white people or our own Africans that sold us, Spanish that helped capture us and sold their own, and even the whites, the Germans, they all endured slavery, Jewish. So while we screaming about 4 and 5 and 6 and all these hundreds of years, we weren't the only ones that endured such behavior and treatment. So get off of it. Now back to Get Your Kids. Now, nobody said get extension cords and Xbox cords and shoes and clothes hangers. But the fat of your ass and on your legs, and even if you about 3-4, side of your hand right there, smack it. Did it break? Is there a bruise? You need a doctor? You need to whoop that ass. You understand? Get your life and get your kids. Don't get mad because somebody else says something to your kids, because don't nobody want to deal with it and are not going to deal with it. Out in public, jumping around, hooping, hollering, cussing. Sit down somewhere. That's why we can't graduate from school. That's exactly why we are stereotypes right now, because that's what we act like. But why? Where are our elders? Where are our adults, our parents, our babysitters that have sense? The real ones. They've been told to mind their business. Stay out of business. These my kids. You mind your business. You raise your own. You ain't do this. You ain't do that. Let me tell you something. There are plenty of people that have skeletons in their closets, but have gifts to give. So don't discount another person because of the things that they've been through. And that includes myself. I'm not perfect. So who in hell am I to demand that I have perfect? And I have issues, and you're soon to hear about them. But that's a different announcement for a different day. But I don't go over my time, and I probably already have. But my point is, kids, they're about to go back to school. Can you imagine the amount of children that are going to be on these buses and trains, out on the street, at the stoplights with these brand new phones and brand new headsets and MP3 players and book bags and brand new shoes and sneakers and coats and all that other stuff, and along comes a child who ain't never had none of that, but still have not been taught that you don't take from someone. You work hard and earn what you want. You don't take it. And because you were too busy at the club or chilling with your girls or your boys, instead of taking your son or your daughter to the mall or to the library or to do something constructive and teaching them a different way of life, expanding their vocabularies, expanding their minds, teaching them different places in the world that they someday may want to go, they're out there taking something that doesn't belong to them, or saying something that don't need to be said, or arguing and fighting with an adult, having to defend themselves because they didn't know when to be quiet. Which, I'm going to come back to the adults. They not your child, and it's not extremely bad. It's none of your business. Mind your business and leave it alone. Because that child got learned. It's not your place to teach them, because the world is not the same. Because I've seen plenty of adults get beat up by kids. Not me. Certainly not me. But I've seen a lot of children take it to an adult's derriere and then have to go to court and go to jail. I truly apologize. I can't help it. I don't know what it is. I am who I am. Deal with it. Pay attention to the message. Keep your mouth hands off other people's children, because they're not yours. Because that's the problem with Trayvon Martin. I don't know what happened, and neither do you. The only one said no was God, Trayvon, and Mr. Zimmerman. Something may have said. He didn't like it, and he felt like he needed to correct this child. But it turns out that this child wasn't so much of a child. The children aren't built the way they used to. You used to be able to grab a child by their arm and they would turn around, and that's all it took was, for you to get their attention. But today you can grab a child and get a haymaker. Mess around and grab a little Mayweather, a little Jackie Chan. You know what I mean? Because I taught mine well. Don't cry about it. Suck it up. You do what you got to do, and then you bring it home to mama. You take care of the kids. Let mama get the adults. But you better be the one that's in the right. Because if you in the wrong and I have to do what I got to do, I'm going to take it to yours as well. And you're free to fight back. But just know who you fooling with. Because I will take you there. And that goes for anybody. Because I am your diva, Lala, and I'm signing out. And I'm telling you, get your kids. It's time to go back to school. There are some of us that can't afford the things that these children want. But what's important is the education. Someone needs to tell them that and mean it, and be there when things happen. If they're being bullied, they're having a hard time in subjects in school, if you can't help them, because it's okay. I didn't graduate from high school, but I got my GED. But guess what? My daughter comes home and she teaches me what she learns at school. But ever cross that line of me being the mother, mommy, mama, mamacita, the head diva in charge. Get me? You feel me? The head diva in charge. We don't cross that line. We have fun, we laugh, we play, we even roughhouse, we even martial art together. I bought her a guitar. She's about to do guitar lessons, and I'm going for vocal coaching. I'm going to a vocal coach. Okay, that's how it's said. So things are being done. So I'm not just talking out of turn. I'm speaking from experience. Remember, this is about wisdom and knowledge being spread to the ignorant, to get rid of ignorance, because ignorance is a disease, but there is a cure. Stop. That is my other motto. Stop. Listen. Learn. Play it. Live it. Testify. Get your life, because I'm getting mine. I am LaWanda Cheeks, a.k.a. Lala the Diva. And if no one told you today that they love you, I love you. From the bottom of my heart, the top of your head to the bottom of your feet, I love you. No matter what defect may be in you. Because I have my own. And I hope you love me too. If you don't, you don't have to, because God loves me, and that's why I'm here. Later.